Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, thank you for joining this morning. We're back to class and 10 to Japa. And we shall make a start. We're talking about the twin brothers, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, born to Diti. And they've grown up now, causing havoc, not only in the world, but around the universe. And today, we're going to discuss how Varadev is and the demon Hiranyaksha, they're going to have a fight. So it's mentioned that although the Lord was pained by the shaft-like abusive words of the demon, so last week they met face to face and they were exchanges of words or abusive language to each other. So we continue from there. He bore the pain, but seeing that the earth on the ends of his tusks was frightened, he rose out of the water just as an elephant emerges with his female companion when assailed by an alligator. So it's mentioned that the Mayavadi philosopher cannot understand that the Lord has feelings. So the Lord was agitated by the words of Hiranyaksha. The Lord is satisfied if someone offers him a nice prayer. And similarly, God is dissatisfied if someone decreases his existence or calls him by ill names. And this is what we were talking about last week. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is decreed by the Mayavadi philosophers who are almost demons. So we're saying that people who don't believe in God, atheists or Mayavadis who don't believe in the form of the Lord are actually like demons. It's mentioned here. They say that God has no head, no form, no existence, and no legs, hands, or other bodily limbs. So that's like killing God, taking away his body. In other words, they say that he's dead or lame. All these misconceptions of the Supreme Lord are a source of dissatisfaction to him. And Srila Prabhupada, he was not happy with the Mayavadis. He is never pleased with such atheistic descriptions. In this case, although the Lord felt sorrow from the piercing words of the demon, he delivered the earth for the satisfaction of the demigods, who are ever his devotees. The conclusion is that God is as sentient as we are. He is satisfied by our prayers and dissatisfied by our harsh words against him. In order to give protection to his devotee, he is always ready to tolerate insulting words from the atheists. We have to be very careful what we say, the words we use. So let's pray first of all. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Dangyate Grim. Yad Kirpatam Hamandeshi Guru Din Taranam Paramananda Madhvam Shitataneshram. Hari Om Tassat Narayan Namaskritya. Naram Cheva Narotamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tatujiyam Udiriyet. Nasta Pareshava Bidareshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevya Bhagavati Uttam Shlokya Bhakti Bhagavati Nishtaki. So the demon who had golden hair on his head and fearful tusks gave chase to the Lord while he was rising from the water. And even as an alligator would chase an elephant, roaring like thunder, he said, "Are you not ashamed of running away before a challenging adversary? There is nothing reproachable for shameless creatures." When the Lord was coming out of the water, taking the earth in his arms to deliver it, the demon derided him with insulting words. But the Lord did not care because he was very conscious of his duty. For a dutiful man, there is nothing to fear. Similarly, those who are powerful have no fear of derision or unkind words from an enemy. Because they are confident within themselves. They don't need anybody else to tell them they are strong, or they are good, they are interesting. You don't need people to tell you that. You should be confident within yourself what you are and what you're not. And God is the Almighty, and He knows. The Lord had nothing to fear from anyone, yet He was merciful to His enemy by neglecting him. Although apparently He fled from the challenge, it was just to protect the earth from calamity that He tolerated Hiranyaksha deriding words. So Lord Varadev is trying to protect the earth from damage. Excuse me. The Lord placed the earth within His sight on the surface of the water and transferred to her His own energy in the form of ability to float on the water, while the enemy stood looking on. Brahma, the creator of the universe, extolled the Lord, and the other demigods rained flowers on Him. Those who are demons cannot understand how the Supreme Personal Godhead floated the earth on water. But to devotees of the Lord, this is not a very wonderful act. It's nothing for Krishna. He can do anything. Not only the earth, but many, many millions of planets are floating in the air. And this floating power is endowed upon them by the Lord. So what is floating in the water? We are floating in the air itself. There's nothing, at least the earth at the time had water under it. There is not even nothing there, just air. There is no other possible explanation. The materialists can explain that the planets are floating by the law of gravitation. But the law of gravitation works under the control or direction of the Supreme Lord. That is a version of Bhagavad-Gita which confirms by the Lord's statement that behind the material laws or nature's laws, and behind the growth, maintenance, and production and evolution of all planet systems, behind everything, is the Lord's direction. The Lord's activities could be appreciated only by the demigods headed by Brahma. And therefore, when they saw the uncommon prowess of the Lord in keeping the earth on the surface of the water, they showered flowers on Him in appreciation of His transcendental activity. So although Lord can do everything, but when He's doing such an act, you show your appreciation. It's only natural for a devotee to do that. The demon who had wealth of ornaments, bangles, and beautiful golden armor on his body chased the Lord from behind with a great mace. The Lord tolerated his piercing ill words, but in order to reply to him, He expressed His terrible anger. The Lord could have chastised the demon immediately while the demon was deriding the Lord with ill words. But the Lord tolerated him to please the demigods and to show that they should not be afraid of demons while discharging their duties. Therefore, His toleration was displayed mainly to drive the fears of the demigods, who should know that the Lord is always present to protect them. The demons' derision of the Lord was just like the barking of dogs. The Lord did not care about it, since He was doing His own work in delivering the earth from the midst of water. Materialistic demons always possess large amounts of gold in various shapes, and they think that a large amount of gold, physical strength, and popularity can save them from the wrath of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So God is not controlled by anyone. If He wants to deal with the Hiranyaksha, He'll do it in His own time. Why should He be persuaded or taunted by Hiranyaksha to take action? God takes action when He is ready to take action, not when somebody else tells Him that He has to take action. He will take action when He's ready and when it's right time. So the personality of Godhead said, indeed, we are creatures of the jungle. Now, Godhead is replying to him. Indeed, we are creatures of the jungle, and we are searching after hunting dogs like you. One who is freed from the entanglement of death has no fear from the loose talk in which you are indulging, for you are bound up by the laws of death. Demons and atheistic persons can go on insulting the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they forget that they are subjected to the laws of birth and death. They think that simply by decreeing the existence of the Supreme Lord or defying His stringent laws of nature, one can be freed from the clutches of birth and death. So in Bhagavad-Gita, it said that simply by understanding the transcendental nature of God, one can go back home, back to Godhead. But demons and atheistic persons do not try to understand the nature of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, they remain in the entanglement of birth and death. And then Lord continues to say, certainly we have stolen the charge of the inhabitants of Rasatal and have lost all shame. Although bitten by your powerful mace, I shall stay here in the water for some time, because having created enmity with the powerful enemy, I have now no place to go. So the demon should have known that God cannot be driven out of any place, for he is all pervading. Demons think of their possessions as their property, but actually everything belongs to the Supreme Personality Godhead, who can take anything at any time he likes. So this is again a lesson for all of us. Every pastime is a lesson. And here God is showing that he can come and go as he pleases. He can fight if he pleases. He can not fight if he pleases. He's the controller. He's the proprietor. He can do whatever he wants. And we are here just temporary, because we're bound by birth, death, old age, and disease. We are here only temporary time, and then we leave everything behind. This is a lesson. You are supposed to be the commander of many foot soldiers, and now you may take prompt steps to overthrow us. Give up all your foolish talk and wipe out the cares of your kith and kin by slaying us. One may be proud, yet he does not deserve a seat in an assembly if he fails to fulfill his promised word. So a demon may be a great soldier and commander of a large number of infantry, but in the presence of the Supreme Personality Godhead, he is powerless and is destined to die. The Lord therefore challenged the demon not to go away, but to fulfill his promised word to kill him. So, he was threatening him, daring him. So the Lord said, okay, if this is what you want, now show me. Don't go anywhere. Before you were trying to stop me, now I will stop you. I won't let you go now. So fulfill your promise. There was keen rivalry between the two combatants. Both had sustained injuries on their bodies from the blows of each other's pointed maces. So there's fighting going on now, and each grew more and more enraged at the smell of blood on his person. In their eagerness to win, they performed maneuvers of various kinds, and their contest looked like an encounter between two forceful bulls for the sake of a cow. Here the earth planet is called Ila. This earth was formerly known as Ilavrat Varsh. And when Maharaj Parikshit ruled the earth, it was called Bharatvarsh. Actually, Bharatvarsh is the name for the entire planet, but gradually Bharatvarsh has come to mean now India. So it's shrunk, and there's other divisions and borders, as India has recently been divided into Pakistan and Hindustan. Similarly, the earth was formerly called Ilavrat Varsh, but gradually as time passed, it was divided by national boundaries. Shri Maitreya said, it's explained to Vidur, the demon, being thus challenged by the personality of Godhead, became angry and agitated, and it trembled in anger like a challenged cobra. So a cobra is very fierce before ordinary persons, but before an enchanter who can play with him, he is a plaything. Similarly, demon may be very powerful in his own domain, but before the Lord, he is insignificant. The demon Ravan was fierce figure before the demigods, but when he was before Lord Ramchandra, he trembled and prayed to his deity, Lord Shiva, to help him, but that was to no avail. So hissing indignantly, all his senses shaken by wrath, the demon quickly sprang upon the Lord and dealt him blow by blow with his powerful mace. So there's a good fight. So, he's a good candidate for what the Lord wanted, Lord Narayan, he wanted a good fight. So he obviously designed his opponents in the right way. So there's a good fight going on. So the Lord, however, by moving slightly aside, dodged the violent mace blow aimed at his breast by the enemy, just as an accomplished yogi would elude death. So the example is given here that the perfect yogi can overcome a death blow although it is offered by the laws of nature. It is useless for a demon to beat the transcendental body of the Lord with a powerful mace, for no one can surpass his prowess. Those who are advanced transcendentalists are freed from the laws of nature, and even a death blow cannot act on them. Superficially, it may be seen that a yogi is attacked by a death blow, but by the grace of the Lord, he can overcome many such acts for the service of the Lord. As the Lord exists by his own independent prowess, by the grace of the Lord, the devotees also exist for his service. So this is going on, fighting going on between them, and the Lord is just basically playing with him, let him tire himself out. And this is going on, but Lord Brahma now intervenes, and he's had enough. Basically, he says enough is enough. I've seen enough, and now we need a conclusion on this matter because it's getting a bit silly now. So after arriving at the place of combat, Brahma, the leader of the thousands of sages and transcendentalists, saw the demon who had attained such unprecedented power that no one could fight with him. Brahma then addressed Narayan, who was assuming the form of a boar for the first time. And Lord Brahma said, "My dear Lord, this demon has proved to be a constant pinprick to the demigods, the Brahmanas, the cows, and the innocent persons who are spotless and always dependent upon worshipping your lotus feet. He has become a source of fear by unnecessarily harassing them. Since he has attained a boon from me, he has become a demon, always searching for a proper combatant, wandering all over the universe for this infamous purpose." So Lord Brahma has come now because Lord Brahma knows that I'm the one who created this mess by giving him the boon. So he's come and he's showed that what the charges are against this Hiranyaksha, and why he should be now finished off. There are two classes of living entities. One is called Sur, or the demigod, and the other is called Asur, or the demons. Demons are generally fond of worshipping the demigods, and there are evidence that by such worship they get extensive power for their sense gratification. This later proves to be a cause of trouble to the Brahmanas, demigods, and other innocent living entities. And there are so many examples of that in Srimad Bhagavatam. Demons habitually find fault with the demigods, Brahmanas, and innocent, to whom they are a constant source of fear. The way of the demons is to take power from the demigods and then tease the demigods themselves. There is an instance of great devotee Lord Shiva who obtained a boon from Lord Shiva that the head of whomever he touched with his hand would come off its trunk. As soon as the boon was offered to him, the demon wanted to touch the very head of Lord Shiva. That is the way. The devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead don't, however, ask any favor for sense gratification. Even if they are offered liberation, they refuse it. Ask any favor for sense gratification. Even if they are offered liberation, they refuse it. They are happy simply engaging in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. So this is the difference between the demons and the divine, or the demigods, or the devotees, I would say. Brahma continued, "My dear Lord, you are infallible. Please kill this sinful demon, because he's seen enough now, this going on, and he doesn't want to see any more of this demon. So he says, please kill him before the demonic hour arrives, and he presents another formidable approach favorable to him." So Brahmaji thinks this demon is full of tricks, and as it gets darker, he will get stronger and doesn't want him to escape. You can kill him by your internal potency, without doubt. My Lord, the darkest evening which covers the world is fast approaching. Since you are the soul of all souls, kindly kill him and win the victory for the demigods. The auspicious period known as Abhijit, which is most opportune for victory, commenced at midday and has all but passed. Therefore, in the interest of your friends, please dispose of this formidable foe quickly. This demon, luckily for us, has come of his own accord to you. His death ordained by you. Therefore, exhibiting your ways, kill him in the duel and establish the worlds in peace. So this is how far we get today. Next week, we'll see the demon being killed. But today, we fight to live another day, another week. Good say. Thank you all so much for joining. My father-in-law, Rukmani Mataji, Madhav Sham Sundar Prabhu, Praveen Mataji, Prem Prakash Prabhu, and Sarvashriya Mataji. Thank you for joining. Please share anything that you learned from this, or any comments you like to make, or anything you like to add. Please let's discuss this topic. Anji, Rukmani Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Right?
Very nice, this class. Demons get double strength at night.
Yes.
So Brahma was thinking that Krishna better kill him in the daylight. Otherwise he will be more stronger. Is it right?
Yes.
So Brahma was wishing to kill him in a day.
Yes.
And this Hiranyaksha, who was this? Yeah, he was thinking, the enemy was thinking about double advantage. Either killed or go to Krishna Lok, or be winner. Double advantage. Because at night these demons get much strength, no?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So he must be thinking, let me get the advantage of killed by Krishna, so he can be with them in the Krishna Lok. And if he in a daylight, if he killed, he won't be. Sorry, I'm confused, because in the daylight, if he can't, he doesn't have many strength, but in the night he gets a lot of strength.
Yeah.
So double advantage. Either he can go to Dham, or he can fight more and he can win. So double advantage. He must be thinking like that. I want to get Param Gati.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
But this is the thing, because people who have a lot of strength or a lot of uplands and a lot of fame, I think sometimes that they think they are invincible. And I think the demon, because he was very strong and he had this boon, he thought he's invincible, that nobody can touch him, that he can do whatever he wants, he can kill whoever he wants. But they forget that there is one person they are answerable to, whether they're answerable to the demigods or not. They are answerable to Lord Krishna. Krishna's laws nobody can break, and doesn't matter what boon you have, you cannot. Krishna finds a way to finish you if you are disturbing his creation. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you.
And Prabhuji, what is Ilavrat Varsh? You said Bharat Varsh.
This was the name of the earth. Before it was called Bharat Varsh, it was called Ila Varsh.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you very much.
That was the name of our planet, Ila.
Oh, I heard today only, first time.
Thank you, Mataji. Praveen Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanvat Pranam. Yeah, nothing to add, Prabhuji. Very nice pastime. So, Krishna is the supreme, he's the most powerful. So, like all the 6 qualities, all fame, all strength, all beauty, all renunciation, So, even the demons, people who think they're all powerful, like you said, but they're not. So, everything is owned and controlled by Krishna only. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, Krishna has all 6 supplences, And why should the devotees not love him? Actually, why should not anybody love him? Because either we love money, or we love to be strong, we love strength, or we love famous people. People have a lot of time. They love famous sportsmen or film stars and everything. So all these things, if you love all these things, then Krishna has all these things unlimitedly. So why would you not be his fan, right? Instead of being a fan of the richest man in the world or the strongest man in the world, like that, or the most famous man in the world, why would you not love Krishna? Because he is the most famous, he is the most richest, he is the most strongest. So he is the one to love. He's like that unlimitedly, and he's like that eternally. In this world, it's mentioned that our strength, our money could be a trillionaire. It can't buy you more than even 1 second of life extra than what you are given by the Lord. You cannot buy even 1 second extra. When your last breath is going to come, and you can't buy it. You can't say, I'll pay and another second. You can't do that. So Krishna has everything, and he's the most loving.
And also, despite having all the, all strength, all power, and he's the most merciful.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course he's, yeah. I mean, he's having mercy on us all the time. And he's the most tolerant. He tolerates our offenses. And he sees that if you're trying, then he's very, very tolerant, very merciful. Thank you, Mataji. Prem Prakash Prabhu? Hey, you there, brother? Very good. Okay. All right, we'll wait for Prem Prakash Prabhu. We'll go to Sarveshriya. Sarveshriya Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Yeah, what I wanted to say, it has been already discussed, like demons have now knowledge of the opulence of the Supreme Personality of God,
Yes.
and that how much strength he got. They think that they are equal to him, and they can fight with him. And but I mean, why they were so proud? Because they've got strength because of the boon. They think because they get the boon, then they think they can fight with the Supreme Lord. But Krishna, he finds some way to kill them, like Hiranyakashipu. He couldn't be killed anywhere, but then he came as half man and half lion, and then he took animal form to fight with the Hiranyaksha. And I think they have no knowledge, these demons, that Krishna has a spiritual body. They think Krishna got material body like them.
Yes.
But Krishna, whatever form Krishna takes, the animal or birds or fish, anything, he never loses his opulences. He's always got his spiritual body. And this fight between demons and demigods and Supreme Lord have been going from it years. From Satyug, started in Satyug. They say that they were living apart. The demons, they were living on the earth, and the demigods in heaven, and they used to fight. Sometimes they used to go in the heaven, sometimes they come on the earth, fighting between goodness, passion, and ignorance. And they said in Treta Yuga, still the fight was going between demons and demigods, and it was Lord Ram that time, and but they were different continents. Like he was in Ayodhya, and Ravana in Treta. And but still goodness Lord Rama is pure goodness and passion and ignorance, Ravan. And then in Dwapar, they were in the same, living in the same house like Pandus and Kauravas. They were fighting, but they say in Kali Yuga, they live, everything live in our body. Goodness, passion, in ignorance. So we have to fight ourselves in our body, all these things. So it will gonna carry on this goodness, passion, and ignorance, and lust, greedy, and anger, unless some surrender unto Krishna, like Krishna says, surrender unto him, and have a session with the devotees, and then you can get influenced by them, follow them, what they're doing, and then you can change. Anybody can change.
Sure.
So, but Hiranyaksha and Hiranyaksha, they were meant to be like it was Krishna's will. They have to fight with Krishna. So this I can say. And Krishna's appearances, everybody had mentioned, he has all the 6 appearances. And everybody can get little bit appearances like Hiranyaksha, and Hiranyakashipu. They had limited appearances. They didn't have the world of appearances of the world, but Krishna says it doesn't got only appearances, it's unlimited, not limited. But everybody got limited appearances. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. And I was just thinking, because he went to Lord Varadev to fight, and although Lord Varadev tried to ignore him at first, especially because he wanted to put the earth in a safe place before he answers to him. And he thought he was actually afraid of him. He's running away. And he just kept saying things to the Lord. And like Srila Prabhupada mentions that they're like the frogs, they just making so much noise. The demons make so much noise like the frogs. And then the serpent comes and eats them up. And this is like the serpent of death will come. And this is what happens to this Hiranyaksha. He just kept shouting and shouting abuse. And then his death arrived. So, I mean, even now, this is the advantage of scriptural knowledge. We don't get this taught in universities. This is the advantage of the scriptural knowledge, because it puts things into perspective. Our life, our behavior, it puts everything into perspective. You still see people out there, they're very arrogant, very, very arrogant. They have a little bit extra money. They're very arrogant. They don't show any respect for anybody. And they, like I said, they think they are invincible. They're going to live forever, or they're going to be always rich. Might be rich in this life, next life, you might be in the opposite side. Nobody knows where we're going to end up. And because they don't have that knowledge, or they're not prepared to listen to that knowledge, then they have this bad attitude. And I'm sure there are people out there with this kind of thinking. And it's a shame. It's just that's just like lack of knowledge. That's what it is. And it even comes down to people who are racialists and extremists in any way. Any behavior like that is just lack of knowledge, basically. And it's a shame that, and this is why Prabhupada wants that we should share Krishna consciousness with as many living entities as possible, so they can actually learn their true identity and not miss out on the opportunity. And by behaving badly, they create karma, and even like next life, they might not even get a human life. So that's the irony of it all. So it's our duty to go and preach to people, so they can take advantage, and we will get more mercy as for doing that, because it's a shame that all the knowledge is there and people don't take advantage. So thank you very much. Prem Prakash Prabhu, are you there?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Bhagavad, Manu Pranam, Jai Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Prabhuji, this particular incident, I mean, I'll like keep on lighter side. The important thing which I want to suggest at the moment, which I've learned, is that this particular event or the Leela is a recurring event. It keeps on happening. Every Kalpa of Brahma, it will happen. But as it was explained, that it's most probably in the beginning of Kalpa when this is happening. And what happens during this time is that since it repeats, but it's just like a little twist in the flavor, so it is as much daunting and it as much daunting as like Dawn movie is there. Not to compare with any movie, but any movie comes with a second flavor. So the end is not. Although what's going to happen, demigods Brahmaji knows, but there's a twist. So there's very much anxiety, and that's why Brahmaji comes and then say that it's my problem. Night is going to come. You need demons could be stronger, and then you need to praying to Lord to finish the demon. It's very relevant, very very relevant at the moment because although no one knows how the things will turn out. So if demon Hiranyakashipu gives a punch towards Lord Varaha, then demigods are really worried at that time that what would happen if Hiranyakashipu becomes stronger and then defeat. And this anxiety goes up to not just to demigods, up to Lord Brahma. So we are living in a world of anxiety, and we need to pray to Lord and depend on Lord. So that's what I will derive from this small anecdote and narration. Yeah.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely right. And I mean, I personally think that the Lord Brahma and the demigods were afraid, not because that they thought that Lord Varaha they would lose, because they didn't want the demon to escape, because he would be a lot stronger. He could put up a better fight, and he could probably escape as well at the night time, because he would have more advantage. Which they didn't want him to escape, because if he had escaped, then he would take out his anger on the demigods and on the people. So he would be more enraged and cause more problems for everyone. So they wanted the matter concluded now, there and then, finish the job off, and let's not play with him anymore. Let's finish him off. This is what I think was the reason that they were getting anxious, that let's not let him escape. Now we have him. He has come by his own accord. So let's take full advantage of that and finish the job.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very well. Swashi Mataji, would like to make a start? Let's do some couple of rounds.
Sorry, Prabhuji. I just put a question, Prabhuji. I just wanted to ask you, like you said, demons are stronger at night. Why is that? Is it because mode of ignorance is more prevalent then?
Yes, yeah. That's, as far as I know, it's because of the mode of ignorance is stronger.
Right.
It makes them strong in the night. Yes, absolutely, because they are in mode of ignorance, and it's in their favor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. Haribol.
Thank you, Mataji.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasaya Bhute